And now, ladies and gentlemen of the old world, we're back in business with a showdown between Bretonnia, who shall be led by the Fey Enchantress, with her two paladin boyfriends. And today, my friends, we face off against the High Elves, who shall be led by Anticity, and TECLIS, who is going to be on the Arcane Phoenix, one of the new additions to the High Elf roster. Certainly very powerful, and I do think that with some of the changes, the Sword of Hoeth, and the fact that TECLIS just has so much Winds of Magic, I think that it maybe makes him one of the best casters in the game, just hands down, which is how it should be, especially in lore. Now, as far as my build goes, it's my old school build against the High Elves. We have Spearmen at arms in the front, cheap, shielded, and, against High Elf Archer Fire, they have silver shields, and against their infantry, they have 38 melee defense, which by Bretonian, chaff standards, is pretty good. So we got 4 of those bad boys. We do also have 3 groups of Peasant Bowmen ourselves to wear down Rangers, to shoot back at the Archers, to kind of put some focus fire on, the Phoenix up in the sky, which only has 50 armor. Having a couple Archers certainly brings some great utility here to the battlefield. Now on the flanks, we do have Knights of the Realm here and here. Knights of the Realm are quite good against High Elves. They can beat down Reavers, they can trade efficiently for Silver Helms, they're good against Phoenixes, and decent against Dragons, and honestly, even against Infantry with a charge bonus of 68, you really don't do badly. So 2 of those, and just to make sure that he doesn't come in with an elite Infantry build and just grind me down, I brought a couple Questing Knights as well. And again, Questing Knights really good dual purpose. Pretty good against Infantry and good against Silver Helms, Dragon Princes, you name it. Questing Knights, I think, are one of the best cav units in the entire game. In multiplayer, that is. So 2 Field Trebuchets as well. I know these guys used to be memes, but against High Elves, they're quite good. Sometimes High Elf players like to use a lot of Archers in this matchup, so you'll see Lothern Seaguard, for their anti-large capabilities and their durability. You'll see Sisters of Avalorn occasionally to shoot down your heavy Knights. And as such, Field Trebuchets are a really good, cost-effective, long-term answer to wear down those targets. And the 2 Paladins, anti-large Guardians here just to protect the Fey Enchantress. And Fey Enchantress, self-explanatory, great healing, great Mortis Engine effect. She does some really, really good work. Now for the forces of Anticity, he's got 3 groups of Reaver Archers. Front line's going to be Rangers with some Spearmen here in the center, and the Rangers are actually a really nice inclusion in this matchup. Oftentimes, Bretonnia will swamp you with a bunch of just crappy infantry, right? So having the Rangers with their bonus versus infantry and really good anti-light capabilities is a really nice inclusion here in the front line. So Spearmen, Rangers, a couple Lothern Seaguard in the back, it is going to be 4 in total. Bird TECLIS, and like I said, he does also have the Reaver army. So let's get this show on the road, guys, and see how this matchup unfolds. So the Reaver Archers are going to be scooting in. I'm not helpless against them, though. That's what the Peasant Bowmen are here for. They do have 160 range against the 140 of the Reaver Archers, so they should be able to kind of keep them in check. And of course, Anticity, ever the scrappy player here, is going to be juking my shots with Bird TECLIS. Wouldn't it be cool if Bird TECLIS could actually do the Ember Storm ability? Man, that would be awesome. Nonetheless, though, we're getting a little bit of a returning fire here on the Reavers, but 3 Reavers versus 1 Peasant Archer is not going to be a great exchange for me. So I do pull over some other Peasant Archers for a little bit of support. And knowing that he's very committed to this other flank over here, I can see the Reaver Archers, I can see he has a lot of troops here. We're going to be getting the Questing Knights away from his heavy firepower and away from Bird TECLIS. And just trying to get some freebies here on some of the Rangers. Rangers are pretty lightly armored and very squishy, so Questing Knights coming in, going to be able to Shrek a lot of these guys. A good old-fashioned Bretonian charge right down the pipe. We're going to have to retreat, though, because the Lothern Seaguard Overwatch Fire will eventually add up. Even though Lothern Seaguard don't have the best AP values, it still can do some good damage. And a really nice play here by Anticity. He comes in with a net of Amatoch from TECLIS, locks down my Questing Knights, and really butters their bread. So that sucks pretty bad. Losing a very healthy Questing Knight this early, the Rangers and TECLIS and the Lothern Seaguard Focus Fire will easily be able to finish that bad boy off. However, on the other side, we've gotten some okay trades. We've worn down the Reavers here. We did some decent shock damage to the Rangers, but for the most part, I would say Anticity did come out ahead on that trade. With Bird TECLIS, those Questing Knights are down to 17 models and are pretty much going to be a non-factor for most of this game. However, the Trebuchets, still pounding away, so every second he's not cracking my back line. You can see the Trebs here, able to wear down 2 groups of Lothern Seaguard very, very heavily. They're just damaged. That is a solid situation for me. Also here we do have Fey Enchantress with a little bit of Questing Knight support, countercharging the Reavers who try to penetrate, and also jumping on top of the Rangers, which means Mortis Engine effect is now going down from the Mists of the Lady. And Trebuchets just continuing to hammer those Lothern Seaguard. Look at the damage on those bad boys. And this must be the new Trebuchet meta everyone's been talking about. So here comes the Fiery Convocation. Thankfully I was paying attention, so I was able to dodge it partially, but it still comes through and rips through my Peasant Bowmen and kind of tickles the pickle here of these Knights of the Realm. So very good cast right there. In the meantime, though, Paladins are forcing back Bird TECLIS. Bird TECLIS is actually quite tanky. He has physical resist, he also has ward save. He's very, very tough to kill. So I figured I had Bird TECLIS under control here, so I do get my Questing Knights to help out against Rangers, and they'll be quite good. Rangers have bad AP, these guys have great melee attack against 36 melee defense, so Questing Knights should be able to wear down those Rangers, no problem. Chalice of Potions going down over there, nuking some Rangers as well, but Bird TECLIS is able to get back up in the sky. He drops a net, really good play there. And he nets down my Paladin. Bird TECLIS comes in, Sword of TECLIS activated, and also does drop all the Lothern Seaguard Focus Fire on my Paladin, but some of the brave Knights of the Realm are here to intercept. They rush in, couch their lances, get some okay damage on the bird, but he did have Potion of Croy for the initial charge, so he really did mitigate a lot of that incoming damage. It was a really, really good play by him. Trebuchet still blasting away. You can see the back line is more or less in shambles here for the High Elves. The Larian Reavers are all quite beat up. We do also have some Lothern Seaguard here that are quite damaged. Yeah, you can see the trebuchets getting in there. Man, 600 damage with that shot right there. But unfortunately, the High Elves have broken through in some fronts. We have some Rangers pushing right here. These Rangers are breaking through, but I was able to get some Knights of the Realm to kind of falter their charge. Some Spearmen are surging forward as well. Thankfully, on this side, though, we are able to hold because the Questing Knights did help overwhelm these Rangers here, allowing my Haggard Spearmen to actually win a fight. But the High Elves really pushing up the center pretty hard. I am ahead on the balance of power, but if they are able to shut down the trebuchets and keep them shut down, that's going to be a pretty scary situation for me, as his archers then will be able to encroach without taking any pressure. But here we get Bird TECLIS once again. We got two Paladins going after him. The Fey Enchantress, of course, won't do too much because I believe TECLIS has some pretty insane magic resist. I hate those icons. They're so annoying. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the resistances of Bird TECLIS are. So yes, on the Arcane Phoenix, he's got 11% ward save, missile resist. He does also have 20% physical resist and 70% fire resist. My goodness, that guy certainly brings a lot to the table. So overcasted regrowth, no, just standard regrowth activated here. 1300 HP coming back. Paladin's wearing him down, but the regrowth should be able to kind of keep him in check. Unfortunately, he is able to get some Reavers in the back, and the Reavers do shut down my field trebuchets for a moment, but I don't know if he has enough stopping power back here to actually shut them down, considering I do have some Spearmen nearby. But I guess if TECLIS comes back here with the Reavers and these Rangers who are flanking, and something that's really cool about Rangers as well, is they have 40 speed. They're very quick. They can get to the back line and really cause problems. So the Fey Enchantress and the Paladin going to be jumping in, using the Mortis Engine effect to wear them down. But yeah, he's able to get my trebuchets, and you guys will notice the balance of power starts to come back towards the middle as he does do that. Well, let's see what else I got going on. So here in the back, we do have some Questing Knights and some Spearmen collapsing on the Archers here. Some Questing Knights and Knights of the Realm on the other side, able to cycle charge. So we're really keeping the Archers busy. If the Archers had advance, for example, and were shooting at my defensive units back here, he might have been able to crack my formation already. But the remnants of the Bretonian heroes in the backfield are able to keep those guys in check and make for a very, very good game. So here you have it, two Paladins on the hunt going after TECLIS. We do also have the Fey Enchantress. Arcane Conduit is activated. TECLIS gets back up in the sky, unfortunately, but the Rangers are being dragged down by a morass of filthy, unwashed peasants with their pitchforks and their hoes. These elite High Alpha warriors training for thousands of years, taken out by Bretonian shovels and pitchforks, which is always great. So we're able to force them back, which is good. Reaver Cav in the back trying to pressure as well, but I don't think there's enough of them to really break down my peasant bowmen, who are now coming back in greater numbers on the back of the map. Right as I say that, they shatter. Lovely. You guys are awesome. The field trebuchet crew should potentially come back. The Houses are starting to rally their forces, which is a little bit concerning. They're starting to kind of reestablish an archer line here. Bird TECLIS able to come in and just chase down those Knights of the Realm. They're terrified as well, so it's a pretty scary situation. Yeah, you can see those guys are certainly broken. Got a couple Spearmen here. It looks like a Fiery Convocation from TECLIS is going to be coming in, so I do my best to dodge it. I send the Knights forward and the Spearmen backward, and I think I do dodge it for the most part. Here comes the big bird. It's a pretty epic shot, man. Fiery Convocation is one of the cooler looking spells in the game. That is like so badass. But nonetheless, TECLIS actually puts himself in a bit of a bad situation. Potion of Croy is active. Paladins are coming in. He's surrounded by anti-large cav as well. Granted, they didn't get their charge bonus, but still do have anti-large. So TECLIS, man, he's so tanky on this Phoenix. It's pretty insane. And the amount of spells he can cast, it's just non-stop. Earthblood coming in here, and we're very much in the late game here of this battle, but just he brings so much to the table. Now, there are a lot of Spearmen left, and normally that would be a bit of an issue, but that is why I think the Fey Enchantress is hands down the best pick in this matchup. Despite the fact that you're fighting Spearmen, you'll have a Mortis Engine effect going down, which is going to be able to defeat them in combat. TECLIS on his bird is finally pushed back by the double Paladins. Fey Enchantress and her two heroes able to push back the Spearmen, and the rallying peasants, and the fact that the field trebuchet was able to get back online here do seal the deal there in that game. So very well played to Anticity. I thought that was a really cool build. I think he was just experimenting with the Rangers, but I mean, 100 kills, 75 kills, 40 and 40, even though they got charged by Cav, is pretty good performance. It was a really cool build, honestly. Could have gone either way, just a couple loose engagements here and there. His net in the beginning was beautiful. I'm trying to think, I guess there wasn't that much in his build that could deal with heavy Cav or characters, aside from TECLIS. And TECLIS will struggle with double Horse Paladin for sure, as you saw, but I mean, he's so durable, brings so much wind to the magic to the table. And yeah, it was a cool build. It was a really strong build. But man, I can't preach enough about the field trebuchets in this matchup. I mean, if the High Elves brought bolt throwers, that's fine, but if they bring bolt throwers, it's going to be neutering other aspects of their army. So I think the field trebuchets are usually a safe pick. They have better range, so you're at least going to get a handful of volleys off before they become taken out by the bolt throwers. So I think the field trebuchets are a safe pick. Questing Knights did well, except the one that got netted. I mean, Anticity was just so on point. Yeah, we actually played a lot of games, and they were all really close. Man, he is a really, really good player. So there you have it, my friends. Bretonnia versus High Elves. We'll be back with more replays soon. Thank you guys so much for hanging around. We'll see you guys on the other side. Take care.